Hello everyone, welcome to our presentation. The topic of our presentation is the link between nutrition and dementia, and this presentation is prepared by Lamichani Gaurav Chhetri and Kachadai Dhruval Kantibhai. The main reason behind choosing the topic dementia is that currently more than 55 million people live with dementia worldwide, and there are nearly 10 million new cases every year. Besides this, dementia is currently seventh leading cause of death among all diseases and is one of the major cause of disability and dependency among older people globally. And if you see the data of Canada, every day in 2022, an average of 350 people are diagnosed with dementia. So we think this topic is more related to our course, and if we link this topic with nutrition, then this topic might be the interest for everyone and might be helpful for our further research or for further purpose. So, talking about dementia, dementia is a syndrome usually of a chronic or progressive nature that interfere with the capacity to operate independently in daily activities, and it's characterized by gradual deterioration in cognitive function that is more severe than what would be anticipated with normal aging or biological aging. It affects memory, thinking, orientation, calculation, learning capacity, language, and judgment. If we talk about the symptoms of dementia, it varies from person to person, and the symptoms can be divided into three stages: early stage, middle stage, and the late stage. And all the symptoms are related to neurological disorder. Among different types of dementia, Alzheimer's disease is the most common cause of dementia, accounting for more than 60% of dementia cases. And talking about the topic dementia, the main reason what make this topic or what makes the link between dementia and nutrition is that even though several research has been conducted on finding the preventive measure of dementia, but it is still a top concern for public health, as there are currently no viable pharmaceutical treatment for dementia. So, several research have been conducted nowadays to find whether nutrition has a role to prevent the dementia or not. So, we also go through several research articles, and we find that few of the articles have linked the dementia with nutrition, and nutrition can be the alternative method or alternative process to prevent the dementia. Here, research has shown a connection between dementia in the oldest people and nutrient poor or the people with unvarying diets. Similarly, one of the research has shown that people suffering from dementia are at a higher risk of malnutrition. So this all data or all studies shows that there is a link between dementia and the nutrition. Similarly, a study was conducted for 1 year, and they showed that malnourished people have noticeably worse cognitive and neuropsychiatric symptoms than well-nourished people. So this all evidence show that there is a link between nutrition and dementia, and if we consume a well-nourished food or intake of balanced food or supplement with vitamins, minerals, then we can actually prevent the dementia. So another other studies also shown that single nutrients, antioxidant, and food bioactives like polyphenols and long-chain polyunsaturated fatty acid have all been reported to have positive effect on cognitive performance or cognitive functions, and also some vitamins like vitamin D, uh, other vitamins like ascorbic acid and vitamin E, they also have shown a good result to improve the cognitive function in older or aging population. So similarly, some studies demonstrate that older adults who eat larger amounts and who consume more legumes have a lower risk of dementia. And yeah, and if people intake more proteins, or if they take more uh, or if they intake a high calorie diet, then they have also a low risk of dementia. Similarly, the most research or the major research or many of the research has shown that the dietary patterns for dementia include the Mediterranean diet, and the Mediterranean diet is the uh, diet which include all sorts of food, and the dietary strategy to stop hypertension diet. The combination of these two types of diet, the Mediterranean diet and the dietary strategy to stop hypertension diet intervention, are more effective for neurodegenerative delay or to improve the cognitive functions. And the two tables, and these tables, the flowing sides include the some of the tables which shows some of the diet, their effect or the source of the diet, and how they helps to prevent or their mechanisms to prevent the dementia.
So, continuing the diet approaches, I would like to highlight some components of different diet that help to slow progression of dementia and related diseases. According to several researches, diets such as Mediterranean diet, DASH diet, MIND diet are being proven effective and successful to uh, slow down the cognitive decline. MIND diet is actually a combination of Mediterranean and DASH diet. There are some differences between Mediterranean and DASH diet, such as DASH diet allows to have a low sodium content with high magnesium, potassium, calcium, and fibrous foods, while Mediterranean diet allows to have a alcohol consumption, such as red wine, because of its antioxidant properties. Here in the table, different nutrient components of foods are being given, and their ideal intakes are also being given according to the different diets. According to its foods such as green leafy vegetables, nuts, berries, beans, whole grains, fish, poultry are healthy foods for brain functioning. On the contrary, on red meat, butter and stick margarine, cheese, pastries, and sweets, fried and fast food are unhealthy foods for the brain functioning. Likewise, nutrients such as vitamins and minerals are also play important role treating the cognitive diseases. Vitamins such as vitamin A, vitamin B complex, vitamin C, D, E are responsible for neurodegenerative, neuroprotective, anti-inflammatory, and antioxidant effects in some or other ways. Among these vitamins, vitamin B complex and specifically folic acid and thiamine are found providing positive impacts on cognitive dysfunctioning, and it also helps to delaying and preventing risk of cognitive decline. In the tables, some food preferences are also being given to fulfill the vitamin requirements. For example, to fulfill the requirements of vitamin B6, meat, fish, nuts, fruits, vegetables are good sources. Likewise, to fulfill the vitamin D deficiencies, salmon, tuna, fishes, beef, liver, cheese, egg yolk are good sources. Moving forward to minerals, minerals such as iron, magnesium, calcium also helps to prevent decline of memory and neuroapoptosis and excitotoxic effects in the brain. So as of now, there was no pharmaceutical cure uh, rather than nutritional modification. There was no pharmaceutical cure for the Alzheimer's disease, but according to the recent research, lecanemab, a naming antibody, is the first drug that is slowing the destruction of the brain in people with Alzheimer's. This drug is basically antibody that has been engineered to target and clear the beta amyloid from the brain. The beta amyloid is a protein that clumps together in spaces between neurons and forms the plaques that are the hallmarks of Alzheimer's. So how does this lecanemab works? So amyloid protein that that collects around the brain neurons in the Alzheimer's. What lecanemab do? It sticks to these beta amyloid proteins and attracts the immune cells to break down these proteins, and likewise it will helps to delaying the risk of cognitive decline. As such, there is no viability of this drug, and it's being calculated for its positive and negative effects on the body and on the brain. So for the summary, when dementia is identified in especially elderly people, it, the nutritional status and micro and macronutrient deficiency needs to be assessed to regulate and to see the brain functioning of the patients, and energy balances also. It was shown in the nutritional status was a strong predictor of severe dementia and a shorter lifespan, and as a result it is a clinical component that may be modified, that should be closely watched, and may even help direct intervention to improve patients' outcome. Dietary interventions for Alzheimer's disease and dementia includes Mediterranean and DASH diets. These diets motivates to consume fruits, whole grains, legumes, vegetables. With these foods are containing flavonoids and antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Thank you so much.